Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. And we're here today for water, which includes Cancer, Scorpio, and Pices for May 3rd to the 9th, 2020. And I'm just going to jump in because otherwise it's going to be dead air. Choose your battles. And that's always wise. There's a book, and it's an old book. It's been around for quite a while. It's called... what is it called? Don't sweat the big small things, and everything's small. And that actually is a truth. If you take things in the moment and the now, then everything is definitely not as bad as it appears from here we go. And I have the base card is a good card. And so far this week, I can't promise that it's going to be easy to live through, but I can promise you it's going to be a good week. and I know that doesn't sound right, but things are going to happen that are for our benefit in a very positive way. Living through them may not be easy. All right, so 10 of Cups, which is it's a card we've been getting a lot lately. And it's a card we're getting a lot. And again, I'm going to reiterate, as above, so below. It's because things are shifting and changing, and we're moving from one form of what we consider joy and happiness to a new way of being happy. And it's actually a far more mature way. It's a fuller way. It's until we experience it, it's hard to describe. But it's a sense of peace. And even when you're looking at things that may not necessarily be comfortable, there is still a sense of peace. All right. So it's a very spiritual event, and it's as above, so below. And what covers us for water? Change. You're going to choose to make a change. You're going to choose to make a change from a very deep level. And what's behind us? It's a good card, actually, 7 of Wands. What's behind us tells us we have the ability to move forward. We have the ability to know who we are. We have. Well, let's put it this way: we fought the good fight. We learned who we are, and yes, there's always more to learn, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got the Princess of Swords, which suggests that we're going to make a deep change from a subconscious level. Yay. But we have the strength. We have the ability to deal with situations that come up to us. And this is very interesting. We got the Ace of Cups, which is like the cup, 10 of Cups, except that it's the beginning of, not the mature form of. We're tentatively feeling our way along to accept and become more joyful. We have, as a society, we do not believe we have the right to be happy and joyful all the time. And you can watch that in our shows. You watch the shows where they talk about have the kids in school, and they have the mean girls. And the mean girls are always out there poking at people, right? Basically, that's society saying, hey, you haven't got the right to be happy. You can't just simply be happy because it's not okay. The mean girl said it's not okay. So now we're getting to the place where we're tentatively thinking, maybe the mean girls are wrong. Maybe we can. And we can do this on a very positive, our own level. And it will be happening, hopefully, on a higher level, and then beyond that, in the spiritual level, we're going as above, so below. And there's that in our world, there are at minimum of 3 levels: personal, governmental, then spiritual. And government also would include formal religions. Okay. So what comes up in front of us is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands signifies a coming to an end of a cycle that has been completed, but more so it signifies starting a new cycle, because you have more knowledge, you're more intuitive. Oh, I know that answer. How do I know that answer? And the truth is, the more you clear your own energy, the smarter you become. And that is, it might not be a scientific fact, but it is a fact. The more you trust your intuition, the more you don't have blocks to stop you from using your intuition, the much smarter you become. So far, it's a very good reading, except for maybe the Princess of Swords, but we live with her all the time. 8 of Wands, and that's what's coming later in the week. The 8 of Wands is being very, wow, this is really cool, and that it goes along with the joy and happiness. But it also is a card of, while you're up and happy and trans and not volatile, that's the wrong word, because volatile is not happy. But when you're up and happy and floating on a cloud, you're also very grounded. You're also very aware of what the next step is. You also can breathe and be very, very aware aware of who you are. You don't lose sight of reality, and another thing that's happening is reality is shifting. As I've said from the beginning, when we come to the other side of this world event, our world is going to be different. How that world is different is how we choose to make it different. And I will tell you over and over again, choose wisely, choose bright, choose shiny. Okay, use your intuition. And again, we get a card of intuition. This is the King of Cups, and I like to use that as a card of intuition, but a male masculine form. So go start using it consciously. Don't just, in the female form as it comes to you, and that's a more powerful form. Yes, I always say that. But use your intuition consciously. Go out and try and see what happens. Go out and say subconsciously or consciously, I want to know A, I want to know B, and see what happens. Okay, and it might simply be that you want to know a question, and for some reason or other, YouTube flips on and sends you this really strange YouTube, and you watch it and it has the answers, or you get an email or Facebook post or something like that. And I'm using social media, but it could be your aunt phoning you up and say, "Hey, did you know that?" There's many ways of it becoming into your consciousness. It doesn't necessarily come to you from here to pulling it in psychically. There's many ways of getting answers, but you have to ask the question intuitively. Again, like I said, this is a good week. It's not necessarily an easy week, but it's a very good week. It's the 7 of Pentacles. We reap the rewards of the efforts we have put in. And Ace of Pentacles, abundance. Abundance, this is an earth card, physical earth card. Lots of energy, lots of shifting, lots of changing. But there's abundance there. And the truth is, if we give the earth a chance to create and give to us, she is very abundant. And it doesn't matter if there's 7.5 billion people on the world. There are ways of feeding them if you are open-minded enough to change how you eat. And I'm not saying don't eat meat, because I'm a meat eater. I will eat meat till the day I die, if I can. because I'm a O blood type, and O blood type just does better with meat. And I have been a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for quite a few years. It did not suit us. And not everybody does being vegan or vegetarian suit you. Okay, so here is the glitch. 8 of Swords. There's a situation that you will be in that you is actually very easy to get out of, but you cannot see the way. That's all right, because the next card is Judgment, and the Judgment is all about coming out of the dark into the light. And there might be that some of the things you learn this week, and you can't learn it from the news like CNN or Fox or whatever. They're both go and hear it through social media. Maybe I would check everything out from social media, or it might be simply that the word on the street. But things are going to shift and change, and it might cause you a little bit of frustration and upset. But you will intuitively know that it's right, and it will bring you out of the dark into the light. And coming out of the dark into the light is all about learning who you are and what's happening in your world. And different things will be happening to different people in their worlds, because we are all unique, even though we are all one. I mean, that's an oxymoron if I ever heard one, right? So choose your battles. Battles are not everything is worth fighting. Some people want to fight right now simply because they're bored. That's not a battle to fight. And another one is, if they said no, walk away. If they wanted to fight about it, then they can come and talk to you. But don't fight about it. Just walk away from a fight. Be the observer. See things from the third person perspective. Be the observer. Do not act. Do not react. Always choose to act. Okay, I'm done. Oh, well, I went on a long time again. Wow.
Mama B starts us off with, "Hello, why does E ignore me?"
Who?
E.
E. E's emotions are very raw at the moment. I would just leave it for the time being. When people want to talk, and talking, communication's always a great thing, but it's also a timed thing. When the emotions are fresh and rough, and right now, people are not thinking. So wait till the emotions calm down, then reach out to try and communicate. Best thing to do is just ignore E for the time being and do other things that are important in your life.
Moonfeather says, "Hey, Eliz-sha and Elle, how are you both feeling? How are your doggos?"
Our doggos are well. Jelly Bean has a sore shoulder, but I think that's because she's getting a little. She's 6 years old, and she plays hard. And Tully Boy, he's still our stress case. If the baby dies. Yep. So we baby him a lot.
Taylor A asks, "Will I get intimate with the Pices man again?" Please keep in mind, we will not answer.
I'm just going to say yes, and let's go on from that one. I'm not really keen on doing sexual
questions,
because I get an image in my mind, because I see things rather than I hear, and once I see it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah, and wants that.
Really, I don't want to see that. It's your business.
Yeah. Maria Herrera says, "Hello."
Hi, Maria.
Erica Brooks John says, "Blessings, ladies." Chandra Walker says, "Hello. Good vibes to you both. May you please tell me more about Timothy?" Thank you.
Timothy. So today, Timothy is very preoccupied with something. He's not telling me what, but he's definitely telling me he's preoccupied. And he does know who you are. He is aware of who you are. But as he says, I'm preoccupied at the moment. And that's I didn't go further. I mean, that's I'm just going to make sure my
Phone is off.
my phone is off. Yeah.
So fathers and daughters don't call in the middle of a live stream.
Yeah. I already talked to her once today, but that doesn't mean
she's not going to call in the middle of this live stream. Zulumi R asks, will Veronica ever trust me again?
possibly, but it's going to take a long time.
Polynesian Princess asks, hey Eliz-sha, can I ask how Cash was feeling when I talked to him yesterday? I finally talked to him.
A little disconcerted, a little taken by surprise, but not upset, not angry. Just, oh, I didn't realize that kind of energy. And I've been finding this with a lot of men lately. They're taking their time to think things through rather than just act or react to it, which is my point about, the point I've been making is that we are going through a shift and people are changing. And that's an important thing, that men are thinking things through now rather than just because that's fairly, not all men have been at that point where they think things through. So yeah, things are good. It's not a negative, let's put it that way.
Yasmin Fox asks, hey ladies, I did a meditation and had a vision of a guy standing in front of me. His name was Nicola. He was all in black. Can you tell me more about him?
I think Nicola may possibly be a guide, because when I see him, he's here, he's not here, and this is somebody who's on the other side. I get the energy from another side. But having said that, so you were talking to the higher form of this Nicola. So on the physical, there is a Nicola. Is not as evolved as the energy you were talking to or had the vision with yesterday. And yes, you're right. The potential is that you will run into this person. Remember, he is not as spiritually evolved in the physical. He has the potential to be that, though.
Polynesian Princess says, hello everyone.
Hi.
Moonfeather asks, I was just wondering how Lewis feels about me breaking things off with him.
Lewis.
I wonder if he was just faking his love at the end. Please and thank you.
I don't think he was faking it, but I do feel a sense of relief. And I've noticed something lately. I've noticed that people are afraid of true happiness. And when it gets to a place where they can be happy, and it would be transcendental, they go, nope, I'd rather take the flawed. And that's fear. It's a great deal of fear. And I feel that might be where Lewis was at. He had a great deal of fear and could not, he was not capable of being able to handle, he wasn't capable of being able to handle a higher spiritual vibration. So you made the right choice. He will, in later years or weeks, I'm not sure, realize what a dumb move it was. But in the meantime, you still have to live with what he acted like. If that makes sense, I hope it does.
Kyla Sky, what does Maria think about me taking pills?
Who?
Maria.
Maria.
Kyla Sky asks, what does Maria think about me taking pills?
I suspect there is a sense of I wish it wasn't necessary or wish it wasn't so. And there's a wish that it could be slightly different, or you know what I mean, not. But it's not a really strong sense of, yeah, that's horrible, that's disgusting. Nothing like that at all, honestly. So, even though it's it's not what it would be something she'd rather you didn't do. It's also not going to change your outcome with this lady. And what the outcome is may not have been what you were expecting. But yeah, it's not going to change the outcome. I can't promise that the outcome would be good or bad either, for that matter.
Lullaby asks, is the Scorpio dealing with someone else?
I get a strong yes for that. I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear or not, and I hope that's all right, but I got a strong yes.
Rising Sun asks, can we do a quick check in on Michael's energy?
Okay, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm checking for.
Until they give you a bit more, let's move on.
Yeah, because I mean, there's many things that happen in the energy. Okay, I don't mean to be negative, but sometimes I do need a little more information.
D Sparks asks, hi Eliz-sha and Elle, can I trust Chris to work with me, for me, and be honest with me?
He will try his hardest, but I think he's also got a history of really wanting things to be really good, but at the same time not being always able to follow through. And I'm not trying to say, I'm not saying don't hire him, but I am suggesting that you watch carefully, because it's his intention to be honest, but at the same time, it is not always easy for him to do that particular.
Erica Brooks John asks, Eliz-sha and Elle, do I have any messages from my guides today? Namaste and thank you.
So it's for the last few days, the guides have come in joyful and happy. Today, they're very serious when they talk to you, and there's something coming for you. You're in the midst of it, probably, and you probably know what it is. That they're with you, and they're very serious about it. They want you to take a deep breath, and they want you to take a deep breath and be ready to deal with the situation as it occurs. They are with you. They are with you. And I'm sorry, I'm not getting anything more at the moment.
Cassie Sue asks, hello ladies, hope you are well. I'm just wondering if my guides have any messages for me. Thank you.
It's a message of it. Basically, I think this is coming to the end of the week. People are frustrated right now. We're frustrated with life as it is, and they're just suggesting that you hang in there at the moment, and it will get better. It's so they're basically what they're suggesting is that you plan something for yourself that makes it a little bit of a break, and it's a little bit more it's something special for you that you would enjoy, and obviously it's not being alone. And I mean, everybody loves to be alone, especially if they're empaths and that. But in your case, it might be that you want to buy yourself a special coffee that you can sit and enjoy, but do something specifically for you that that gives you a sense of being special, because now is the time for you to look after you. It's very, very important you look after you right now.
Champagne C asks,
Hi, Champagne.
Hi, Eliz-sha and Elle. I hope all is well. Can we get a spiritual guide message? There has been a lot going on, and I'm trying to stay focused on positivity, but it can be challenging at times.
Yes, I figured something was going on because we haven't seen you on for a while, and I've been wondering how you were doing. So basically, what your guides are saying is hang in there. It's going to turn out for your best for your best. And just as you were listening to what I just said, this is also a time for you to sit down and look after yourself a little bit more than you have been doing. I know you've got young children, and that makes it very difficult to do. But for you to be the best mom you can be, you also need to look after you need to look after who you are. And they're also suggesting that you try to stay out of trauma drama for a little bit. And I know it follows you. It's not something you create. I know it's something that is created around you quite often. But try to just ignore that for the time being, if you possibly can, because it's not for your benefit right now.
Jennifer Schwab asks, "Hi, ladies. I hope you're doing well. What messages / advice does my higher self have for me for my life? Thank you."
So you were given a message yesterday, and they were quite pleased. Your guides are quite pleased with how you took it and moved with it. So basically, right now, that that you're working you're doing well. They're happy with you, and you're doing the best you can, and just enjoy. If you have a moment's respite, enjoy the respite.
T. Garnet says, "Hello, Pisces moon," and asks, "I'm feeling like the Ten of Swords right now. I had to move away from someone I love due to my child. Will me and my Aries make it together?"
It's going to be work, but yes, as long as you don't mind a little bit of work, it will work. I did not mean that the way that came out. Yes, but it's not going to be easy. If that makes sense.
Tay asks, "Hello. Sometimes when I walk on my right foot, sometimes I get a slight pain in my heel. It does go away, but then comes back. Any idea what may be causing it?"
Again, I am not a medical intuitive, but I suspect you may have a spur. It's not a big deal. It's just it's easily fixed if we weren't in lockdown.
Cassie Sue says, "Ooh, great advice. I have next to zero me time lately with my baby and working and doing side projects. Thank you."
Yeah, well, babies do take up a lot of your time. So try and find a time when baby's sleeping.
Bethany Campbell asks, "Greetings, ladies. Trust all is well. I wanted to ask if Lance's love poems were created for me or is he a player?"
Well, he tells me, and this is all I can go on, is that yes, he did create them for you, and they were created from the heart. So go for it. It sounds like they're a little bit soppy. The love poems, I mean.
So
He sounds like he's got a touch of the Blarney, but having a touch of Blarney, it just basically means he's very good at eloquent with his words.
So kind of a Shakespeare.
He might not be quite as elegant as Shakespeare, but yeah.
T. Garnet says thank you. Tay says thank you. Hopefully there is something I can do at home to help it.
I don't know. Google natural ways of dealing with bone spurs. See what that helps. I suspect heat. Put your foot in. Soak your foot in warm water and Epsom salts or something like that would probably help. I don't honestly know. I've known people with bone spurs. I know they're very painful, but it's not something I've actually had to deal with.
And unless somebody calls me a liar, we're done.
Really? It's only 35 minutes.
Yep. That's why I said unless somebody calls me a liar, we're done.
Well, we're early. That's why, eh?
Yeah. Jennifer Schwab said, our Bethany Campbell says, thank you so much, dear soul. Means a lot to know he is authentic. Namaste.
Yeah, he's authentic, and I really like his energy, but he does. Well, when they say he's touched the Blarney, he's kissed the Blarney Stone, it generally means that they're very good with words.
Jennifer Schwab says, I'm so happy they're pleased with me and my decisions. I will take those little moments to enjoy the peace and quiet when they arise. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please. Everybody, that's good advice for everybody, though.
D Sparks says, much love and gratitude.
And that's it.
And that's it. No one's asking more questions.
I'm amazed. That's been cool. All right. I will say.
We're probably going to be back anyhow with Erin later today. So.
Yes, it will be 4:00 Pacific time. We'll be on YouTube with Connect with Erin. She's, as you know, she's fabulous. So be there, be square. Namaste. Namasko.
Bye, guys.
That's cool.